Two sisters.
Let's move off this topic because if the music starts, I can't be talking about
right,
this.
right.
This is not a good look. Don't fuck me, Jeff.
You know that was what I was going.
I know. I heard. I'm like, cut the music.
Guys,
Think I'm cute.
Buddy, did you see Batista's back? Who cares?
You
I'm so
care.
back.
He attacked Ric Flair.
There's something there.
Really?
I brought it up.
He attacked Ric Flair.
It's, you know what? He did on his birthday, no less.
It was his 70th birthday. Everything's hunky-dory. They got the old wrestling belt that he used. Like, they did a whole thing for him.
the whole thing.
There's Dave Batista
Hey, listen, man.
to wreck the party. And he beat him up.
I saw. He beat him up good.
I don't know what happened in that dressing room.
Yeah.
But it was not good for Flair.
WrestleMania is always trying to, like, last minute they bring in the big guys. They got to bring in the big guns. if you
Isn't
will.
it sad, though, in order to really sell and put it over?
Yeah.
They got to bring back these old characters.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
They do.
They do because
PG stuff is struggling. Man.
it is struggling, and you know what? It's a good thing these guys are either A, under contract, or B, need the money. See, the way I look at it, Batista, he's decent. He's a decent actor. The Rock doesn't need to do it. The Rock's even making money off WWE now. He's got that new movie coming out.
Yeah.
Based on another on Paige's life kind of thing, right?
Did you see the movie she did with the other two guys?
I did.
Amazing.
I think I would like to see that one again.
I think they should put that in.
You know, those are the kind of movies I like watching over and over again.
Yeah, sure, the camera work isn't the best.
No, it's not
but
great.
the storyline.
You know me,
sells
I'm a
itself.
storyline guy.
I'm a story guy
Yeah,
too.
same thing.
It's
yeah.
all about screenplay.
all the time.
Yeah, just best screenplay.
Yeah.
That's the winner for me.
You know what? Thank you for starting episode 71 on exactly what I wanted to start off this
Really?
weekend. The Oscars were last week, right?
Yeah, they
and
were.
screenplay is one of the awards you can win and all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the reason I want to bring it up is because here I'm watching it, right? And they don't have a host this year because Kevin Hart apparently last minute, or not last minute, but he had some tweets years ago, like literally 4 or 5 years ago. They weren't very flattering,
wanted
blah, blah,
him to
blah.
apologize or something.
Which
Is that
he did.
what wasn't the
yeah,
fight was
that's
about?
right. And he wouldn't because he's like, look, I made these jokes years ago. I'm a comic. This is what I do, blah, blah, blah. So good for him for
Yeah, I
sticking
gotta
up.
agree with him.
I agree
there.
with 100%.
And comics aren't even safe anymore, man.
No, man.
That's crazy.
That's where the world
That's where we turn
Don't
to.
get me started.
Okay, fine.
Don't get
Fine.
me.
I'm sorry.
So the reason I wanted to bring it up, and Jeff, you have to be a part of this conversation. Yeah. Is here I'm watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with the music, and Bohemian Rhapsody comes out, or Queen. Some of the members of Queen that are still around,
like Brian May and those
and all
guys.
those guys
Yeah,
come
Brian
out.
May
and
was there, yeah.
Yeah, and they start playing and all that. And who's Brian May? Is he the guitarist?
Yeah,
Okay.
He's the guy with the curly hair that
Yeah.
looks like a 1980s diner waitress.
That is exactly why I want to talk about this. You know, during those years where they were super and uber popular, and they still are, and they're now back into the framework of everything. I get that hairstyle was amazing, but there was 40 years in between that he hasn't changed that hairstyle.
Not even once.
Can we please talk about this really quickly?
I mean, it's a
how
hell of
does
a
he
curl.
keep that? It's a great curl.
It's a great
beautiful
curl.
fro. But come on, does he not say to himself, "I gotta cut this down"?
No, man. That guy is fucking committed. He was committed since he was 15. He built his own guitar and grew his own hair, and fuck it, he says. That's the way I'm going to be.
I respect it. He's a hell of a guarist. Don't get me wrong.
Hell of
His
a-
abilities, all that
we
stuff.
talked about it. It's a good curl.
But the
It's a
style,
great-
the
but-
style is just
He
come on.
looks like a diner waitress.
Yes.
Hey, hon,
And
how you
it's
doing?
just, well,
Can I
what do
take your order?
you want him to look like Gene Simmons? You know,
Well,
what?
there's another guy that also doesn't seem to have changed his style like these guys have money
Yeah.
and they've got the prestige. They can do it. I'm not saying be like super hipster, but come on, Jeff. That hair was out of control, Jeff.
That hair was fucking awesome. I loved
At the
it.
same time,
It hasn't changed in 40 years other than the color.
I think
it's
I like
amazing.
that too. I think I like that too. That you know what? I think he's due in for a little bit of a makeover. Not a lot.
Not a
Just
lot.
A little.
I don't want a lot.
However, at the same time, to back up Jeff,
Right.
If you're just not going to do anything, then don't do anything at all and leave it. Maybe
Well,
it takes more work.
Are they Greek? Because
leaving
that's
it.
like every Greek parent's
Hey, listen,
either house or restaurant.
I have one observation to make.
Sure.
Okay, you were talking about all the rock and roll superstars.
Yeah.
Now let's compare. You know, apples to oranges.
Sure.
Let's talk. You know, Keith Richards. Let's talk Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Let's
Dudes.
talk. Pick a band that had hit after hit.
Right.
And look at how they look and look at how Brian May looks.
You know what? You're absolutely Jeff. You know what? I'm not just picking on him. It's actually that whole generation.
Jeff,
in fact,
we're
Jeff,
sorry.
Get ready. Yeah, he's pretty passionate
We're
about it.
sorry.
Look, put Ozzy next to Brian May and see who wins for
man.
looking
So
healthy.
I knew I had a feeling this was going to strike a chord with Jeff.
Yeah.
So in MAGA Malaka, I like to keep it sometimes close to the vest. Jeff, get ready. MAGA Malaka is all the good, the MAGAs or the Malaka stuff of the 1980s. Get ready, Jeff.
Wow.
It's on. And based on your passion right now, this could be a hell of a segment.
The over-under right now, how many malakas does Jeff throw? I'm putting it at 0.5. Starting
Oh, it's
odds
a
are at
0.5%. I'll take the under all day. Exactly.
Who's kidding who?
Who's kidding
It's going
who?
to be very hard to put anything from Malaka in the 80s.
There's a couple.
Let's be honest.
But Jeff's, you're right. Jeff's not gonna say it.
1986, Top Gun. Let's start there. What else?
Don't give it away.
Is there actually on
There
the
is,
list?
of course
Shut
there is.
up.
It's an 80s thing.
Well, if you're going
and
to
if
talk
this
80s,
goes
you
the way
have
I
to
think,
talk Top
we're going to
Gun.
have to go to all the different generations. You know, I picked the 80s just because, you know, after I did a little analysis on it.
Yeah, well, we're talking
the 80s
Brian
were
May.
great.
It's a
The
great
80s
era.
It's a great era.
I was born in the 80s.
I was born 2 years prior. So I lived the 80s,
Arguably
But-
just as good, if not better.
if not better. They were great.
It's a really, really...
They were
I
fantastic.
survived the 80s.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember some of it.
I can't wait for you
Well,
to
we
tell
know
us
the
about it.
80s has good curl.
Great curl.
There's a lot. Rick
Big
James
hair,
80s.
big hair, bright
I know
colors.
he was a 70s guy, but you know Rick James, he came into the curl in the 80s,
James.
right? We got to talk about that.
You know, the
Lionel
70s and
Richie.
the 80s were a very, you know,
Lionel Richie, that's another great curl.
oh, great curl. In fact, he's, you know what? Stop it. We got to move on. What's on the itinerary today? What's on the itinerary today?
Well, look, you know what? It's in season.
Yeah.
And the NHL. Look, big news. We had the trade deadline that just happened.
That's right.
Things happened.
That's right.
And we happen to be talking about it.
That's right. That's what we're going to do. We're also going to talk about Shoegate. The situation that occurred last week. Zion Williamson ripping right through his shoe. We got to talk a little bit about that because that has started, dare I say, a huge controversy down in the States. Like, there's either the right side or the left side of this, and it is crazy.
Unbelievable. Now, we also got to talk.
Yeah.
Let's just address.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room.
Let's
and
do
no,
it.
Mr. Kraft, I'm not talking about yours, but wait, yes, I am.
Exactly.
We're going to be bringing just a little bit up.
It's coming
Little
up
bit
in a new segment we call Rapid Banter. And then
Rapid
we're
Banter,
gonna-
I can really get behind that. I've had 3 coffees and I'm ready to go.
Yes.
Yes. And then we're going to finish it off with MAGA or Malaka. Jeff, get ready. It is about the 80s today. We're going to find out.
That's going to be unreal. I can't wait to get to it. I can't wait to get
Let's just
started.
start. The Kraft thing, we gotta start on it.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay, every week. And the roster's getting sick of it, Mitch.
Come
because
on.
Before we get into anything on this show, and Jeff, thank you for cueing the music. We got to bring to you the Headversity metrics of the week. That's right, Headversity.com is the genius that brings you real locker room talk.com on the web. They're also the leaders in mental resilience in the workplace. Check out their head hacks. Use the hashtag AskDrRT for anything that you want. And sign up, Headversity.com. Sign up to be a member. Get all the news. Get all the insights. Thank you very much to Headversity. Now, let's talk about metrics. Okay?
Sure.
We get through the numbers. Things are growing. But let me tell you something that is growing as well. Let's get back to the risk board. That risk board, that's real locker room talk.
Sure. Go ahead.
I think Merkel. Angela Merkel.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's her.
Yeah.
But whoever it is, they're downloading Real Locker Room Talk in Germany.
Really?
We've made it.
Germany.
A powerhouse.
Yeah, it's good what we have here together.
Das ist gut Locker Talk, yeah.
That's great.
yeah.
The east side or the west side?
That's a good point. I think it's München.
What's that?
That's how they say Munich. It's München.
Oh,
for them.
München.
Yeah.
Nice.
München.
Yeah. You know, I've seen the Berlin Wall. I had the privilege of going through Germany, and I have to say, it's crazy, man. I highly recommend it. If anyone's never been to Germany, you love your beer, go to Germany.
What a green,
very green country.
Beautiful, lush.
But when you go through, I mean, you want to talk about history. We don't need to repeat anything here. The history's crazy, and it's so amazing to just hear all these stories and what's happened. But to actually see that wall, it's crazy. Like I talk about it now, and I get the hair on my arm sticks up a little bit because to know that this wall separated all these families and these generations away from each other for years, it was pretty crazy, man. And to see it, it's not as big as everyone sees. Like, I'm not saying you can't jump it, but I'm just saying it's amazing. Highly recommend.
Oh, geez, sorry, Mitch. What was that?
Nice.
Sorry,
I'm just saying, man. You know, I would
shame on
recommend
me.
it.
You got
it's not
vulnerable.
nice.
You got vulnerable.
Fair enough.
I
That's
made
good.
fun of you, and you got
Yeah,
vulnerable.
I'm just saying. You should check it out. Check it out. I'm checking it out.
Well, I'll tell you what else is breaking down walls.
What's that?
And that is our downloads that we're getting from our friends at Agape Greek Radio.
Right, yes.
AGAPE GreekRadio.com, where you can download Real Locker Room Talk Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, anywhere in the world, anytime. But not only that, let's say you're on a Tuesday. Why don't you check out the Vixen and Jacko? Why don't you check out the George Scandili Show? Why don't
That's
you
right.
check out Doralicious?
They got a lot.
Okay, there's a star-studded lineup, and look,
Yeah.
it's all because of Stan the Man.
Stan's done it
My
again.
buddy.
I'm not even going to argue with it. I'm going with it straight on now. Going on straight on.
Did you get me a picture, man?
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, he needs it for the website. I need the picture. I uploaded mine.
I want Stan to
This
acknowledge
isn't-
my existence first.
This isn't Dimitri Real Locker Room Talk or Real Locker Room
That's
Talk.
right.
with
It's
Dimitri.
not. It's Mitch and Dimitri.
yeah.
And I have never heard any acknowledge. He calls you Jim on the constant. I like to be mispronounced as well.
You want the gym.
I want the gym.
I see you made fun of me, but you want the gym.
I
You
wanted the
need
gym. I need the gym.
That's a few good men. Yeah, we're throwing that reference.
Fair
out.
enough.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
See, that wall is big. I'm
It's a
telling
big.
you.
We're
It's a big
talking
thing.
a lot
I'm
of
telling you.
walls. Speaking
All
of
right.
wall, what about Trump? Anything on the wall?
Oh,
there?
it'll get built. It'll get built. Big deal. That's a big thing. It's going to get built.
Holy smokes. Well, look, thank you to all our partners. Thank you to everyone that helps make it possible. But let's get into it. We
Let's
got
do it.
tons to talk about.
Yep.
Mitch, let's go. Please kick it off.
Let's do it. Listen, last week on the podcast, we said, hey, the biggest day in Canada and in the hockey world is trade deadline days. Sometimes it's a dud, sometimes it's not. This week, it was not. It was exactly what we anticipated. All the big names that were basically on the board that were up for grabs did get traded. Me and Dimitri went through the list last week. We said, we think this guy's going to go here, this guy's going to go there. Were we right? There's a couple of them that were there. They all got traded, so we were right on that end, I guess you can say. But where they all landed was unreal. So, Dimitri, let's go quickly through where most of the big names are. Obviously, I'm not going to go through every single trade. But let's start with the team that a lot of people have high hopes for, and that's the Columbus Blue Jackets. They end up grabbing a little Matt Duchene, the goalie from the Devils, Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
They leave Panarin, they leave Bobrovsky, and then they pick up a little McQuaid at the very end of the day. So the
That's a
Columbus
Mitch pick.
it's
a Mitch pick.
and a lot of people are saying that that's a good, nice, wholesome pick. So that team overall,
But you said it
looks
first.
nice. Looks nice.
Yep.
Did you like that? Did you like what Columbus did that day?
I do like what they did in the fact that they didn't get rid of Panarin and Bobrovsky. So I was a little, the trade looked to me when they got Duchene, which what I liked about it is there's a deal to be made. Get him. We don't need to wait till trade deadline. We don't need to, give in to the media and the ratings that these channels need. So I like that they got Duchene early, and I said, okay, well, they're getting Duchene. Probably they're dealing Panarin. Maybe there's something to be said there. But then they didn't. And then a day went on, and then 2 days went on. So what I like what Columbus did is they're making a play here. Look, as it stands right now, they're out of the playoff spot.
That's
They're
right.
1 point behind the wild card, which I believe is the Penguins.
That's right.
And so
They're the creepers.
They got a good team.
Yeah, and on paper, they look fantastic.
So I like what they did to make a play, and if they get in, and it works out, then they can make some real decisions on the way the team's got to go. On the other end, a lot of people are saying, well, Panarin and Bobrovsky, these are contract years. Why wouldn't you get value for them? Sure. I'm the type of person that says get the best deal on the table, but at the same time, sometimes freeing up that kind of cap space is the best deal.
Absolutely.
And I think they recognize that for their team.
Couldn't agree more. Then Winnipeg made a little bit of a splash in the water, and they go to the Rangers for it. They go and pick up Mr. Mike Hayes, 6'5". Like, talk about a perfect fit for the Jets. I mean, that whole team, I think, averages to be 6'5" or something like that. So a great piece to be added to that team. This team is ready. They are ready to go, and they're looking okay. They're not too strong going in, but they are right now in the West. They are second in the Central at 78 points. I expect them to make a little bit of headways, but they got a big counter, like their big competition in the Central is the Nashville Predators or the Sabercats, depending on what you want us to go by here. But the reality is Nashville made a huge splash. They go out and they get Simmons. They go get Garland. And then they picked up Boyle a couple of weeks prior to the trade deadline. This team, in my opinion, going forward, is the most ready team for the playoffs.
It is unbelievable. The Nashville Predators, for me, won the entire draft day, trade day, whatever you want to call it. They have such a solid team. Look, they had a solid team to begin with.
That's right.
Okay, we're talking this team is very hot going into the playoffs. They're winning games. Now, look, they're in first, but they got some games. They've played more games than, let's say, the Winnipeg has in that division. However, Simmons, great fit for that
Absolutely.
team. It's that they have that gritty mold to them,
That's right.
but they got better. And like I said, that Granlund, look what they did. They got Boyle. You can stick him on center, nice big body. They got Granlund. They got another center. You look at Kyle Turris is on that. Philip Forsberg's on the team. Ryan Johansson. Like, these guys are...
P.K. Rene's your goalie.
These guys
Subban
are
in the
deep
back.
everywhere.
They're deep, man. This team got very strong. And they picked up guys that were character guys. These are guys, I think we said on the podcast last week, they're not going to go in and try to take anybody's position. They were captains where they're coming from, right? They're coming in, they're saying, hey, where do you want us? Where do you need us? We're here to win a cup.
Yep.
Nashville and the fan base there as well. This team is ready to rock, man. Ready to rock.
They, to me... Look, I'm still sticking with my guns on San Jose, which I'm sure we're going to talk about here pretty quick. But to me, as it stands now, this has got to be the team to beat.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
So Detroit had a guy named Nyquist. They let him go, and he goes to a team that's already got tons of offense. That's San Jose. That one could be the sleeper pick that a lot of people forget about. So San Jose got just one player better. They got, not that they need to, they're already top-notch in the West, but they're looking good. Dallas made a little bit of a splash because even ever since they've got yelled at, they made that up. Now they're falling down a little bit. They went out and got Zaccarello. He scores in his first game as a star, but then gets hurt. He's gone for 4 weeks. So Dallas now, to make the playoffs, they got to basically use the team that they had going in. So good luck to Dallas. Or, I really don't care personally,
sucks,
but hey,
man.
it does suck because
He comes
Zaccarello's
on his first shift.
Yeah.
Scores a goal. You're like, brilliant move.
Exactly.
And then gets injured, man. See, in Greek, someone gave him the evil eye.
Somebody gave him the Mati.
Someone gave him the Mati right then and there. It's terrible.
Boom. But the big play of the week, the big name, the lottery, was won by the team that has a lot of casinos, and that's Las Vegas. The Stone sweepstakes were won by the Las Vegas Golden Knights. He gets traded over to to Las Vegas Golden Knights. And to be honest, for what it was worth, McPhee played it perfectly. The Flames, we know, were in on it. Nashville, I heard, gave a couple of tugs at the rug to see if they were at it. But at the end, it was the team that had the most amount of draft picks, had the cash to pay the guy. And bottom line, really at the end of the day, if this was a poker analogy, McPhee waited to see what everyone else was doing, and he had the most amount of chips and went in and got exactly the best player.
Absolutely.
Did you like him going to Golden Knights?
Well, I do. Look, of course he's a great addition. Let's just talk about the Flames here. We're from Calgary, and they were leading the charge for a considerable amount of time. But I didn't like the cap hit. I didn't like the fact that the big thing about talking was whether he'd want to re-sign and stay. So I do like the fact that he didn't come to Calgary. We're talking $7.5 million, and then you got some choices to make with a team that I like this team the way it is.
Sure.
I mean, you can add a piece here or there and do a couple moves, but anyhow, look, Vegas, you said it perfectly, Mitch. They played their cards right, and I think he's in the right team. Right, I think it's in that right mix. I look at the Las Vegas Knights as a team that is like the Ottawa Senators, but everything that they wish that they could be. You don't have this crazy superstar, but you have all these guys that can contribute.
Sure.
And Stone, to me, is a perfect type of player there.
You know what? This is, if you think about it, I mean, this team's only been around for 2 years. So this is their biggest signing of all time. This is the superstar. This is the guy.
This is the guy, yeah.
So
he's the Lebowski.
Part of the deal was that he signs up, right? Like that he signs with that team, and he already has, or he will on March the 1st. 8 years, $9.5 million. Now, this is what I heard through the grapevine. I heard Ottawa was offering him $10.5. He literally left $1 million off the board to go to Las Vegas or to not re-sign with Ottawa. Do you respect that move? Do you think that taking the money and staying in Ottawa and at least trying to keep them competitive and keep that money and look like a superstar to his team? Or do you like the fact that he took the trade, went to a stronger team, and
I think it's MAGA.
left a little money on the board?
It's respected. Look, Ottawa is a sinking ship. That organization from top to bottom is in shambles.
Yeah.
People are itching to get out of there. And the ones that I think maybe do want to stay, they're just shipping them out of there. So, the money part of it, I can understand why he took less money, but look at the situation he walked into. I mean, who wants to stay there now?
It's funny you say that. Today it was announced the city of Ottawa, the Council of Ottawa, denied the request to have a new stadium built in their downtown in Le Breton Flats. So that's not going to happen. So you got rid of all your superstars. Your team already plays an hour out of town. And now the city council didn't approve the going ahead of the new stadium. Not looking good, Ottawa fan. Not looking good.
Go to Quebec.
What are you going to do? Yeah, it might happen.
Go to Quebec.
It might happen. Now, here's my question to you. We went through basically the big name trades, all right?
Yep.
20 games remain in the NHL before we start the best playoffs. Like, no one can touch the NHL playoffs.
Best playoffs, pound for pound, on the planet.
On the planet, bar none. Of the 20 games remaining, all right, obviously everyone's in now. Now the teams have been set. Which team going forward do you like, not like, what are you expecting from certain teams? Is there a team like your Pittsburgh? Are you expecting Pittsburgh to do something? Were you mad that they didn't make enough of a splash? Is there a team that's coming to your mind saying 20 games left, I want something out of these guys?
I'll tell you, because I was looking at it. To answer your Pittsburgh thing, I like what they did. They have to address the defense because they got injuries, but they didn't sell the farm. And they're in a position where they don't need to, right?
Okay.
So I am happy with that. I'll tell you what, there's a team out there that I'm watching, and you've mentioned them before, and they didn't really make any moves, but you got to watch out, and that's the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
This is a team that's 8-0-2 in their last 10 games. They have the second best last 10 record in the NHL. No one's talking about them because they're talking about the Torontos, the Tampa Bays, and anyone who did a big splash and a play. Watch out for these Boston Bruins. Man, this is a team that's going to get you. What's interesting to me is staying in the East, I look at Carolina. Where this team come from all of a sudden?
They're starting up. Buddy, how good is that? If Carolina and the Flames end up both making the playoff, well, Calgary for sure will.
Yeah.
How great a trade was this for both organizations?
Win.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah. That's nice. That's
I like
nice.
it. It's
I like
nice.
to see everybody.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Moving over to the other side, I got to say, I'm sticking with my San Jose pick. Again, the defensive capabilities in a playoff scenario is going to be tough to beat, and that's why I still like. However, Nashville, man, this team is all in, going for broke, and you got to look, because a lot of the times we get too short-sighted when it comes to the playoffs. 2 years ago, this team's in the Stanley Cup final. Last year, they fell a bit short. Now they got even better. And so keep an eye on this team. This is
absolutely, man.
West is tough.
So here's my bold prediction. In a couple of weeks, we're going to give you the playoff will be set. We'll give you our predictions of who's going to advance and move on and potentially win the Stanley Cup. But I guarantee this to all the fans right now, I don't need anything. The Cup is coming to the West this year. 100%. The Cup will be in the Western Conference this year. Bar none. These teams in the West are too tough. Sorry, Tampa Bay. Bottom line, the Winnipeg, the Nashville, the Calgarys, San Jose, too strong, too much going on here in the West. But thank you. But coming to talking about a couple of teams that I want to talk about, the one team that I don't understand that didn't make a play, and it made no sense to me whatsoever, and they're leading their conference, their division, pardon me, are the New York Islanders. Now here, follow me on this. Okay?
Yeah.
They don't take Tavares, or they couldn't land him, right? Because you pitched Toronto so well, he ends up going to Toronto.
Look, I pitch for the Islanders, he stays.
Exactly.
That's simple.
It's that simple. But what do? Instead of, everyone had them pegged as being last in the league. They're obviously not. They're tied now. Washington has tied them for first in the Metropolitan, okay? But the whole year, they've been basically leading that division.
That's right.
They have money. They have the potential to make some trades and everything else, and nothing was done. And I can't help but feel, I truly believe this, that Lou Lamoriello didn't make a trade because he wants to prove to everyone that Tavares was not needed, that a big superstar was not needed, and that he wants to prove Toronto, watch my team make more points than you guys. You guys ousted me. This is almost like a personal battle between Lou Lamoriello and the Toronto Maple Leafs. I am a big reason, and that is why he didn't, because there was no reason.
Yeah.
This team is Calgary because we're from Calgary and we end up watching, they played the Islanders the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've watched the Islanders. The Flames have basically beat these guys up both times.
Yeah, they beat them yesterday.
They beat them again yesterday, 3-1.
Yeah.
This Islander team heading forward needs some guys. They needed some guys and they didn't get it. And I wonder if Lou Amorello's pride got ahead of him and made it where he's going to hurt his team going into the playoffs.
You know what I think? I think it was a complete business move. Think about it now. The anticipation was to do terrible. They're doing great. From a business standpoint, this is all bottom line revenues for free, because next year if they tank, what does it matter? You had a season you weren't supposed to.
Right.
So on the one side, I get what you're saying, but on the other, they probably said, you know what? Instead of spending $10 million, let's just put it in our jeans for this year, because we got nothing to lose, and the fans won't give a shit.
I agree with you, but you know what? But to that point, the fans don't care, and no one's gonna go there on their own. You have to bring people in there, like Florida.
That you gotta do.
That's why I'm saying they could have made the trade and said, "Hey, sorry, Stone, you're here. Enjoy it. Enjoy the beautiful skyline of Manhattan and all that. Sorry, you're here, Brooklyn. This is just the way it is. If you're no one's gonna rush to go to the Islanders.
Do they change their name to Brooklyn? Like
they should.
They got
It's a dynasty. We're talking about.
I know, but could you imagine the Brooklyn, just Brooklyn?
Exactly.
Take Islanders out, and take New York out. You're playing Brooklyn.
Exactly. You're playing Brooklyn. And that scares enough people as it is. The other two teams, and I'll quickly just touch on it for one quick second, is the Calgary and the Tampa Bay. All three of these teams are leading their divisions.
Yeah.
And none of them made a big splash. I'm curious, good on you. But you know what? You also got to remember.
Calgary got Fattenberg.
Well, sure, fair enough. But you also got to remember going forward, you know what? This is about next year too.
Yeah.
And the reality is if one of these teams might win the cup, if they don't, did they make themselves better for next year? So that's all I'm going to say. My opinion, that's a big thing. And Pittsburgh, finally, is this, are the Penguins going to sneak in and be like the New England Patriots and then just kick the crap out of everyone?
They can. Yeah. They can, because anytime when you bring the experience to the table and the mindset, yes, they can be. It's like Detroit. Detroit was like that for how long?
Yeah.
You didn't know it was going to happen. They're over here, they're over there. But Detroit gets into the playoffs, they beat everyone.
Exactly.
They beat everyone. Not the 90s years, but we're talking with Zetterberg and Datsuk. Those years they were winning the cups and getting in. So, yeah, Pittsburgh is that type of team, but they don't got the juice.
I feel
too competitive.
I feel very weird with no Pittsburgh in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, with a team like that.
I'm just saying.
With the team like that.
Just saying. All right. From there, we go to Shoegate. This time last week, me and you are looking at each other in the eye. We're talking about if we would pay $2,800 to watch this game. Well, you won that conversation, because 32 seconds in, Zion Williams, the #1 draft pick that will go, plays for Duke, ripped through his shoe like you've never seen. If you haven't seen it, you probably live under a rock of some kind, because it's been on every social media site. It's been on TV. It's everything. It was something else. This guy, he's 19 years old, ends up ripping through his shoe.
Not just ripping.
No,
the thing got destroyed. He stepped on a landmine.
It's crazy. And he ends up hurting his knee. Thank God it wasn't too bad. But now the big controversy, and this is where I got to ask you, eye to eye, and we won't fight. We won't fight. I promise myself we won't fight.
Get that look off your face.
The big talk is this. He rips through his shoe. He gets hurt. Now, the NCAA March Madness, again, maybe the second best tournament of all time, right?
It could
if
be.
the Stanley Cup playoffs are the best, this has got to be #2 in playoff format.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Maybe #1. Dare I say we're going to reverse?
Hold on.
All right, you're right.
Now you're insulting us a little bit.
All right, you're right. I'm sorry. All right. Now a lot of NBA analysts and a lot of players and a lot of people are coming through saying, hey, Zion, sit down. Do not play for the rest of the season. Collect your #1 draft pick, get paid, put the shoe back on, and go. Should Zion hang up his cleat? And because he's only got one shoe. That was my inside joke of the week.
How long?
All day. How long? That was pretty good, though, right?
That was a good one. It was subtle. Yet effective.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, very nice.
Me and LaBelle worked on it all week.
It was a nice arc and cleat. You're like, should he hang up his cleat? And he gave enough time for people to see. They're lagging. It was a good delivery.
So
Mitch.
what's your take on? Should Zion sit for the rest of the year? Say it.
Let me have a sip of my coffee. Let me have a sip of my coffee.
That's good. Go ahead.
Yes, he should. Yes. And you want to know why?
I
Mitch?
bought this table to not flip it, but it's going to flip.
No, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Sure.
Because if this godforsaken league
Yeah.
is not going to truly look after the players and pay them, then they should take every opportunity to sit and milk it and take it for their careers and collect look, you know what? The league doesn't want to pay you. Okay. The league wants to benefit from you.
Right.
And you're doing your thing. Look, he's got a whole career ahead of him. Okay? He's leaving college. He's going to be the number 1 draft pick. Yeah. So you know what?
Yeah.
If it's a business all around, you're damn right. Stop playing. Don't tweak your knee. Don't come in with baggage. You already secured the spot. You take care of yourself. NCAA won't take care of you.
Okay. Now, if anything, I'm going to be honest with you. It made me think a little bit this week. I said to myself, should he sit? The answer is simply no. Why? I'm going to tell you. Well, listen, follow me on this, man. If his shoe doesn't rip and he plays that whole game and he has 40 points or does whatever he's normally doing, no one's talking about this.
Right.
His shoe rips. It's an anomaly what happened. It was weird. It was
because he hurt his knee.
Well,
it's aggravated.
Hold on. Its knee is aggravated. What would happen if he plays in the NBA? First game, rips through. Because he's got a few million. Remember, he's going to be a rookie. He's not getting $100 million in his first year. Okay? That's what everyone's making it seem to be. Second is, he's committed. He signed a piece of paper, not just to play for Duke, but his teammates. They went from number 1. They might not be number 1 anymore. They're going to. So what does that say to the rest of the guys that he's played with? Sorry, guys. I blew through my shoe. I'm not going to play with you guys anymore. Good luck in the tournament. That to me is selfish. I don't care if he plays for Duke. I don't care if he plays for the University of Calgary. Bottom line, he's showing the rest of his teammates that he's selfish because of this, again, really bad situation. And the third thing I'm going to say is simply this.
90% of those guys won't even make the NBA.
Exactly.
So he's going to need new friends anyways. So why invest in these friends?
Maybe. But here's the third point. Because he blew and he hurt his knee, what happens in, God forbid this happens, he goes to Phoenix is where he'll potentially land.
Yeah.
And he plays his first game and hurts his knee again. And now he's got nothing. He'll have a little bit of a guaranteed contract, a little bit, like, a couple mil. I make it seem like it's nothing, but sometimes these guys blow through so much money, it's hard for us to understand, okay?
That's right. I agree.
If he doesn't have that education, which he's being offered for free.
Oh, God,
that he's being offered for free. Why would he not take advantage?
You said you don't want to fight and you took it
Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, just to name a few of the superstars, Michael Jordan, all went to university. What makes this guy any better? Why not, man?
It's a different time.
Well, fair enough. Okay, like I said, I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying to say, no, you did it last week to me. I'm doing it to you this week.
You tried. You got me at the end. You see, you have been working on your delivery because you're like, I'm going to butter you up nice. I'm going to everything good. And then you took the jab. With the free education.
That's right.
I see what you see. And you don't want to get into a fight, but you want to rile me up.
I want to rile you up.
You want to rile me up.
You know why? You know why I want to rile you up? Because our new segment called Rapid Banter is about to start.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. So this
week should get paid.
This week I'm looking at all the stuff and I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of feeds coming through and I don't want to sit 20 minutes on each one because A, it's not that fun. B, we're really good at banter. C, we're really good at being fast. And from what I hear from your wife, you're really fast. So the way
you can't take my joke. You can't.
I did it. I did it.
First of all,
I did it.
You can't take my joke and laugh at the punchline.
No, it's amazing. It was amazing. Everyone's laughing. Okay. Are you ready?
You're like, if you know anything that's fast, your wife.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You said it. Rapid Banter starts.
No, you're having a baby. The Berlin Wall got built.
Oh, yeah, it's done. It's done. Rapid Banter starts now.
Hit me.
Obviously, here it is. First topic has got to be the topic. Robert Kraft, six-time Super Bowl owner, champion, billionaire.
Yep.
He was in a little bit of a situation last week.
I love every bit of it. Yeah. Good for him. Everyone needs to decompress. Yeah. Everyone has different ways.
Did you hear some of the stuff that happened? So he literally got a handy, if not a little bit more. Allegedly. And then flew to the Kansas City, New England game.
Yeah.
For some guys, that's literally a wish from a genie. Like that would happen. You mean to tell me I'm getting a hand job and then right after that I'm going to the AFC Championship game? Yeah, thanks. That's every man's dream and this guy's living it.
That's amazing.
Shame on you, Florida.
There's a lot of sex. You got a hand job in Florida, went and fucked the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
If anyone should be prosecuted.
And then came back and got another handy, all within 17 hours. Let me tell you something. We're looking at this wrong. This is called efficiency.
That's right.
This is why these billionaires are billionaires. They don't waste time.
That's right.
They're purposeful.
That's right.
They pack their days with a meaningful calendar.
Exactly.
And you know what? They were hugging him. The video shows they were happy he arrived.
Yeah,
we're providing.
Seems like a really good customer.
You know, the Wild Orchid is a respectable place. Look, rapid fire. I can't believe we live in a day and age where we're legalizing marijuana.
Right.
Prostitution is legal in a couple states and a couple places here. Like, let's be honest. The guy's going to a rub and tug, and we're nailing him and the other 20 billionaires over there. I mean, really, like, why are we setting up sting operations for this when in the state of Florida there's freaking boats that have cocaine in them? Like, let it go. Get the officers off the rub and tugs and put them on those smuggled boats.
Can you build a wall into the ocean? Is that what they're trying to do?
Well, hold on. It could be a steel girder on a buoy.
On a buoy. Got it. Right. No, you know what? I couldn't agree more with you. Like, look, obviously it's kind of a funny for us and for the fans listening and other people that listen to it. Yeah, it's a little funny, okay? The guy's 77. He's a billionaire, okay?
If he can still get it up at 77, I mean, that's another thing.
The guy's wife passed on a couple years ago, so
That's
he's
right.
not cheating on anyone.
That's
He's
right.
not hurting anyone. It's for his own thing. And I guess this place that they go, there's a lot of bigwigs that go
they pitch
there.
like 20 billionaires.
Yeah,
20
man, it's
high
crazy. So the way I look at it, this is what exactly to your point. This is what the FBI does in their spare time.
But hold on.
This is what you guys are doing?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Think about it. 20 billionaires that they caught are going to that place. What a great enterprise they have. Think of the customer service. I mean, that's a network that talks to each other.
Absolutely.
So Kraft heard it from a guy, goes, look, if you got to go to Wild Orchid.
Yeah,
You got to go to
here.
Florida.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of going to Europe. No, you don't want to go there. They're going to treat you nice.
That's
they have
right.
a nice snack bar.
That's right.
They even got an espresso.
I guess
These are amenities that you want.
But you know what? This is where I'm going to cut him down slightly. You're a billionaire.
They gave him only $100.
No. Well, yes and no. It's more like why you're driving a Bentley to this place. Like, I don't know where in Miami this place is, or in Jupiter, Florida. I don't know.
Florida.
Yeah, I don't know like where it is. But you're driving up on a Bentley. You're basically telling everyone you're there. Like, you don't need to be rolling up on a Bentley. Grab your Honda Corolla and just drive up.
Toyota Corolla.
Whatever. Drive up and no one's going to give a shit that you're there. No one. When you roll up on a Bentley, guess what, guys? People want to see because there aren't a lot of Bentleys around.
Yeah,
so
it's not very inconspicuous.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, next time, why don't you just show up in your helicopter? Like, what are you trying to do there, bro? So, bottom, I agree, man. Like, who cares?
Oh, man.
Leave the guy alone.
Nobody cares. I've never heard one person say, "Oh my God, did you hear?" Yeah. Can you believe that he was going and how did they put it? Getting his genitalia manipulated.
That's right.
That's what they.
You got to give it to them, though. That is a great way to paraphrase it. That's a great way.
It's the most sincere, politically correct way to say it.
Is that like what happened to Clinton? A little bit of genital
Clinton wishes he had the staff to put that together. Yeah. But that's exactly what happened.
He's like, you sons of bitches, you guys are on the payroll. Manipulation. I was manipulated. See, Kraft's a victim because he's
the victim.
When you get manipulated.
Right.
He was manipulated.
He was manipulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He walked over there, on a Bentley to get a nice massage.
Yeah.
They started manipulating his genitalia.
That's right.
Do we know if it was I gotta be his lawyer. I gotta be his lawyer. I'll pitch the judge.
I don't want you luring anybody. He's gonna go to the worst he can get from this. Apparently, is 1 year. If you started representing him, somehow he'll get the death penalty. So no, I don't want you anywhere near this gentleman. I don't want you anywhere near this guy. All right, fair deal?
Okay, fair deal.
All right. We move on.
Next.
Rapid banter. Boom. That's gone. That took care of that. Knocked it down. Next. Robbie Gold.
We climaxed.
Robbie Gold. Do you know who Robbie Gold is?
Robbie Gold.
Exactly. Kicker for the San Francisco 49ers. Why is Mitch bringing up the kicker for the San Francisco 49ers? Because only the 49ers would franchise tag a kicker so that he doesn't leave to go to Chicago. Rumor is that with Chicago having released their kicker who did the double doink and missed their chance at playoff, the fact that they lost in the playoffs because of this kicker, they're blaming it on him.
Yeah.
Robbie Gold basically said, and maybe it was a marketing play in hindsight now, but he said, you know what, maybe I'll go back to Chicago. And what does San Fran do? Hell no. We're going to franchise tag the kicker, meaning he's getting a minimum $5 million.
Okay, so the San Francisco 49ers actually did what that one guy in everyone's NFL fantasy pool does. Get the kicker too early. You know, there's always the guy who picks a kicker in like the 10th, 11th round.
That's right.
The 49ers just did that.
They just
Well,
did
you
that.
idiot. You wait till last. A kicker?
A kicker.
A kicker?
$5 million of their payroll is going to their kicker.
Let's kick
this guy better be
kick this
kicking
to the
like
curb.
90-yard field goals. San Fran's on their 10. Oh, the field goal unit's coming out. Like, that's what for $5 million, that guy better be kicking from the stands. is what is happening.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Rapid banter. That's done. Boom. Next. All right. Big news coming out. This could happen. Russell Wilson might go to the Giants.
What?
Why, you ask? Kiara, his wife, is
Yeah.
a illustrious singer, songwriter, rapper.
yeah,
I don't know what she
yeah,
is, R&B artist. She hates the Pacific Northwest. She is not a fan.
She's not a fan.
She wants
it's a big tech
she's-
area.
She's a New Yorker. She wants to go New York. Should Russell be pushing the Seahawks to get him over to the Giants?
Oh, absolutely. Look, you proved what you got to prove in Seattle. That team is slowly falling apart. It's not the same genetic makeup as it was. And hey, go to New York. Go to a good situation. You got the running back. New York would love it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think for him, get in a marquee city. Like you're a Super Bowl champion, 2-time finalist. Get going.
Seahawks
That's Russell
fans
Wilson's
can be.
bird.
That's right.
That's Russell Wilson's bird.
Me, I'm all about what does the lady need? As a guy that's going through the pregnancy right now with the wife, whatever the wife wants, you guys. Whatever she wants. I don't know if she's pregnant. I don't know what's going on. But Russell, you do whatever your wife says. Just do it, Russell.
Just go.
Just go.
Yeah. You don't see Luongo complaining in Florida.
No. The only difference, though, if he goes to New York, man, a lot of eyes on him there. I wonder if he's been so good just because I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of Seattle fans, but Seattle versus the New York Giant market, that is crazy. I wonder. Yeesh. I think he'd be
So
great.
we'll come back to
We'll
this.
come back.
Maybe
to this
next week.
Done. Boom. Hit it. Rapid banter. Next, NBA. 20 games remaining in the NBA as well.
Yeah.
And everything's starting to settle in. One team that's completely out. Oh, it happens to be your buddy LeBron. The Lakers are in 11th place in the West.
They're not completely
LeBron
out.
was
They have a
supposed to
chance.
come here and make
God,
it all
man.
happen.
See, this
so
is
my
why-
question is
this
simply
is why
this.
I hate the
which
fact that
excuse,
you make the agenda.
Hey, then make it.
Why are you
Which
feeling-
excuse will LeBron have for the NBA and all his fans when they don't make the playoffs?
Oh, come on, Mitch. Come
I'm just
on.
asking.
I'm not going to
Will it
engage.
be? Will
I'm
it
not
be?
engaging
It's the
on
coach's
this.
fault. Will it be?
I'm not engaging.
You know what? I'll do it for you then.
Oh,
Bottom line, they're not going to make the playoffs because even if the San Antonio Spurs,
Even if they do, they're not going
and or
anywhere.
the Pelicans play 500 ball, even if they
dumb
do,
name for a
it
bird.
really
What
is
a
horrible.
Pelican.
And they're actually playing each other tonight.
crazy.
But buddy, the numbers don't lie. They can't. They would have to go on a crazy run
Yeah, that's
for them to
true.
get into the playoffs. He wanted to go to the West because he wanted to show the world that he was the best. And I'm sorry,
Come on, he did that in Cleveland.
I'll say this: I love LeBron as a player. I do. I believe it or not, I do. Compared to Jordan, no. But
I'm not engaging. Rapid fire next.
He overstepped his boundaries. When he decided, along with Magic, to say, "Hey, let's trade these 4 active players for one," and it killed the whole chemistry of the team. Done. Boom.
I think the
Rapid banter.
Nah, the chemistry was gone. There never was chemistry on that team. But come on, you know what? Let's move. He does get a pass because let's not forget what he's done since he's gotten into the league, for crying out loud. Mitch.
Well,
Come on.
but he went to LA
this is
to
the problem.
change
the
this
guy.
team.
He is going to change the
Where?
team.
He went there.
Mitch,
No, you insulted me.
You're taking this and you're turning it into this. See, this is why I hate that you make the agenda. You have to sneak in your NCAA horse shit.
That's right.
You got to throw in the LeBron thing. You do it. These are your little wins.
Okay, then
These are
next
your
week,
little wins.
you know what? Roster next week. Dimitri will do the.
No.
agenda.
I like that. No. You have to learn.
Why don't you do it?
You have to
Why don't
learn.
you come pick me up? Why don't you come do the agenda? Why don't you do it?
We don't want.
I'm giving you an opportunity to talk, and it's
you're
funny how
right. You're
I
right.
can't get you to stop talking other times, but when I bring up LeBron, you got nothing to say.
You know what? You're right. Chemistry is important, and I don't want to ruin it. So you stick with the agenda. Continue to pick me up.
All right, last one. Rapid Banter.
Jerk.
Yesterday, WWE. Roman Reigns, a couple of months ago, came out and said, hey, I have my cancer's back. He had leukemia, I guess, when he was in college. And it's gone. It's in remission. He's back. I felt like it was a little like this was supposed to be a
play?
big. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was real. I don't think they would think about the cancer. Where I'm getting at is I felt like there was no hype. So I watched him walk in.
Yeah.
And dude, the fans, no one cared. And I kind of felt bad for him a little bit.
You know what? It was, see, this is what you got to do.
Right.
You can't just come in and soak it up at the top of the ramp,
Yeah.
and then kind of walk in and, like, ooh. No, you got to run in and kick some ass and run out. Look,
Exactly.
The Ultimate Warrior, he knew what to do. Like, you run in.
Yeah.
Just take care of business and run the hell out.
That's right.
That's what you do.
That's right.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Like, to me, Batista stole the show.
He stole the
comes
show
in,
when he shouldn't
takes
have.
care of Flair.
That's right.
Says, hey, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
You got me now, Triple H?
Boom.
I'm out.
How you doing?
Roman Reigns, he stood there, threw a couple Superman punches like a million. That's Superman, but it doesn't work for me.
No, it's
that
horrible.
Superman punch is awkward.
It's very awkward.
Like,
doesn't
I
work.
just, like,
no.
You got to do a new move.
I felt bad, buddy. The way I look at it is, if you mess that up, you got no hope. Like, not him. I'm talking about the WWE. This has nothing to do with him. Like, they're exactly to your point. He should have been running in. He should have been like coming in to save somebody or helping somebody, and then the place would have went ecstatic, would have went crazy. But they can't even get this right.
No, they can't.
I can't wait for this other AEW to come in. I can't wait.
They're going to do it right.
Of course they're going to do it right, because all they have to do is do the opposite of what they're doing right now. They suck at everything they're doing. It's horrible. It's horrible. Brutal. But you know what, Jeff? You know what's not brutal?
What's that?
50 minutes in, and we're about to start MAGA or MALAKA.
It's only been so for the first time in 50 weeks, we're on time.
Yeah, we are on time.
Don't mess it up.
No,
let's get going.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
We started at the beginning, and we said today is going to be about the 80s.
Great
MAGA
agenda.
or MALAKA.
Great agenda,
80s.
by
Thank
the
you
way.
so much.
What
Thank
a
you.
really
Beautiful.
good agenda.
You know what? We're going to a nice and easy one, Jeff. Get ready. It's between you and Dimitri. I'll just lob them right over the plate.
Over the plate.
Just start Here we go. Nice
little
and easy.
underhand. Little underhand.
80s.
Slow pitch.
Like I told you, I was excited, and I said, hey, let's start with the 80s. Let's start with fashion. Okay? This is the big thing.
Okay.
And even though we're a sports podcast, we'll get into the sports stuff, but we're about everything here.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. Big hair. MAGA or MALAKA of the 80s.
Oh, that's MAGA. That's MAGA.
All right.
My hair was so fucking big.
Jeff, get a picture.
Staying on the hair thing.
There's pictures, and I'm never going to let you see them.
Oh, we would love to. Staying on the hair, the mullet or the mullet. MAGA or MALAKA.
I just don't know if it ever worked.
No.
I actually think it looks kind of cool. Some of the hockey guys try to score it, and some
the mullet.
The mullet. I'm kind of a MAGA, but since you two are MALAKA on it, all right,
It's the perfect hairdo if you're auditioning for FUBAR.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a really, really good.
What about neon colors? The neon colors were big in the 80s.
Oh, let me stop you right now.
Sure.
MAGA, and they should have never left. That is a nice, vibrant color.
You like the vibrant?
I love it all.
Which one? The hot pink, the lime green?
You know me, Jeff. Let's stop at hot pink.
Well, here's one that I can't believe it started in the 80s, and if anything, it got really good in the last couple of years. Spandex. MAGA or MALAKA?
Oh, thank you, Lululemon.
Yeah. God bless him.
Thank you.
Okay. You guys got to break that down because you weren't there in the 80s, okay? Mm-hmm. You got to break it down.
Yeah, there's no
spandex for women.
Right.
MAGA. Spandex for guys.
He's got a point. Yeah. You know, as he was saying it, I was like, oh, right. I have seen pictures of him. That's right. And guys that didn't have the flattering bodies, they were just like, you know what? I'm a little bigger. I'm a little pudgy, but I'm going to wear this.
It depends on the package. If you got a good package, then maybe you can pull it off. But I don't know, man. A lot of sourdough butt. I
got to say, I actually went to a local wrestling event, Legion #1 downtown, and it was lots of fun. But some of the outfits those guys were wearing were, not good.
Yeah, it's a hard push.
I will say the spandex is better than the neon G-strings.
That's debatable.
Debatable, yeah, exactly.
You're entitled to your opinion, Jeff.
All right, I think we crushed the fashion. Let's jump over to the 80s TV shows. We start with a beauty. Cheers, MAGA or MALAKA?
Oh, yeah, that's MAGA.
Yeah.
Cheers was a great show.
You know, I'd like to say something about that show. I always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had to get a little older to understand what the hell was going on, because it was like, to me, it was like going to the restaurant and just watching the locals just sit around. So I never understood the whole premise. But Norm, can we just talk about Norm for 1 second? What did he do for a living? What did he do? What?
He had to have been a salesman.
You think?
Yeah, he had.
He was a salesman or a contractor. I think he worked for himself.
Maybe he was with World Financial Group.
Wasn't he?
He was just there trying to recruit.
Because the one guy was a postal guy, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone else basically worked there or
What was the
whatever.
guy? John Ratzenberger is his name in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll take capital.
Cliff.
There we go. So, did you like the Woody era or not?
Oh, no, I didn't mind the Woody.
What about Kirstie Alley when she came?
Yeah, I like that better than the one before.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I like it.
But I was also getting older, so I understood it more. You know what I mean?
Fair
Like,
enough.
you know, that's the thing.
He came home, it was like Cheers, MASH.
Yeah, whoa.
I'm just spoiling everything.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
really.
just talking.
You were off today. Just
Let's
say
talk
your
about
name.
Woody Harrelson, because he came on late. He was the
Yeah.
doofus on the show.
Yeah.
But like, what an amazing career he's had.
Oh, yeah, he
And
ripped it up.
the show
Absolutely.
Frasier started from Cheers. Dr.
That's
Frasier
right.
Crane was one of the
See,
guys at the bar.
He was one of my favorite characters, actually. I liked him. I thought he was quite funny.
You know what? The show Frasier was funny too.
Yeah, it
what a
was.
what a smart comedy.
Great show. Another 80s show, Elf. MAGA or MALAKA?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's MAGA.
No, that's a MALAKA.
Come on!
It made no sense. It made no sense.
Yeah, but he was
This
funny. It didn't
alien
have to
guy,
make
and
sense.
he eats cats and like what?
What was the name of the
It made as much sense as Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
Elmac? Where was he from? I can't remember.
Elmac, I think you're right. well done. That is
might have
good. That's
been.
impressive.
You didn't like Elf?
I did not like Elf.
He was funny.
No, he wasn't. No.
He was the funniest alien on TV.
For sure.
Sure, he was the only one. All right, we jump over to Magnum PI. MAGA or MALAKA?
You know what? No, MALAKA. The older you get and you watch them, no.
Made no sense
You
either.
could have done better.
You can't wear a Detroit Tigers hat with a Hawaiian shirt. Makes no sense.
Now, do I own a replica of the retired Smithsonian version of the Magnum PI red Hawaiian shirt? Yes, I do. I respect it.
Sure.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, I paid $85 American, but I'll pay it again.
Sure.
But the show, it needed some work.
Needed some work. Didn't like it either. I agree.
There was another, you know what? I'm not going to say it because you probably have it on the list.
No, don't say it. Here's one for you. This is honestly one of my favorite shows growing up. I remember watching it. Yeah. Who's the boss? Little Tony Danza. You can't go wrong, baby. Hey, Angela. That's the best.
You, Angela.
I mean, we're talking stereotypes to the max.
I loved it.
Yeah, I think MAGA. How do you find something wrong with Who's the Boss?
How about the fact that early on, there was no sexual chemistry, and Tony had to work himself up to finally get with Angela.
As a male nanny.
She could have taken advantage of him, and she didn't.
She didn't.
And Tony worked himself up. Good on you, Tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Now, Mona, that's a whole other issue altogether.
Oh,
she wanted everything, that girl.
Hey,
crazy. What is going on there? How about this one? Here's the last one. Dynasty. Did you ever watch Dynasty?
What a great show.
I remember my mom watching it like crazy.
No, was that Dallas? I think that was Dallas.
Oh, I think it was Dallas.
But no, Dynasty was great.
Really?
Look, they had the soap. Look, you had General Hospital, Young and the Restless in the daytime. But then you could have Dallas and Dynasty at nighttime. What a great... I'm telling you.
Oh my God, you know all the 80s soaps?
All right, we're jumping into the good stuff. I'm gonna throw a couple of movies. Obviously, Top Gun we know is a full MAGA. Hit it up. And then Footloose, MAGA or MALAKA?
Oh, that's MAGA. Especially, look, if you see Kevin Bacon's jump kick at the end of the movie when he's fighting, remember he's like, oh, you're really tough when it's a 5-on-1. And he comes, he's not even dance moves, it's jump kicks.
No one
that's
can flash
MAGA.
dance like Kevin Bacon.
I want to know how many other people have been so frustrated where you find an abandoned warehouse, run there, turn your car on, full blast, and do gymnastics in it.
Dance.
No. I did that. Only it was in my parents' living room with a tennis racket, 14 years old and it was AC/DC. I get it.
Well, funny you say that. We're getting to it. All right, let's get down a couple of sports ones since we're a sports podcast.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna dance.
MAGA or MALAKA, Miracle on Ice. That happened in the 80s.
Hold on, the movie or the actual Miracle?
Miracle on Ice, the actual event.
No, MAGA. It was
100%.
MAGA. Beat Russia. I mean, come on.
I mean, no, they weren't supposed to win.
No.
Lake Placid.
Are you crazy?
They made a movie about it.
With Kurt Russell.
What about Joe Montana, last minute touchdown pass to John Taylor, 30 seconds left?
Let me go back for a sec. That might have been Kurt Russell's best performance since Big Trouble in Little China.
Sure. Joe Montana to John Taylor, Super Bowl, 30 seconds left.
Easily MAGA. Come on, that's one of the most iconic plays of all time.
Fair enough.
Can we just say something about the 80s that's just going to piss every Calgarian off?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oilers.
Yeah, it's true. I have it here. It's true. It's the Oilers.
You can't argue with logic. The numbers don't lie.
Let's get down to it. Jeff, get ready. Here it is.
All right.
It's music time. I left the best for last. Guns N' Roses, MAGA or MALAKA?
I will say MAGA for sure, but I gotta qualify that because they came in at the end of the 80s.
Yeah,
They started out with big hair, but by the time they hit, they had calmed that shit down.
All right, a little Motley Crue, MAGA or MALAKA?
MAGA. I gotta agree.
Agreed as well.
The greatest well, look, because basically they're Greek.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Good
Tommy
point.
Lee's
I
Greek.
forgot. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not the hugest Motley Crue fan, but they changed the way rock and roll was perceived. You know, they were one of those game-changing bands like Van Halen, and they blow up really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What about a little Def Leppard, MAGA or MALAKA?
I was never a huge fan, but I got to give them MAGA. They're coming back. They're coming back.
Any guy that can drum with one arm is a MAGA in my eyes.
MAGA. We can't even podcast with four.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What about a little Whitesnake, MAGA or MALAKA?
That's one of those things like watching the original Batman show.
I got to agree with Jeff on this one. I mean, look, I'm looking for longevity in here.
More.
Right.
Slide it in to the top.
From the actual bands, we go to the individuals.
Oh.
What about a little Whitney Houston, MAGA or MALAKA? And I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Yeah, MAGA. Come on.
Do you remember her before Bobby Brown? She was monstrous. She had an amazing voice.
From Whitney Houston, we go to the other epics. Hall & Oates, MAGA or MALAKA?
That one is a double MALAKA.
Hold on. What about Crosby, Stills, and Nash?
Oh, they were cool. Come on, they've always been cool.
I agree. I'm just saying, if we're gonna go Hall & Oates, we gotta.
Dimitri brought it up earlier. Lionel Richie, MAGA or MALAKA?
Easy. That's a MAGA. That's
MALAKA for me. Yeah, he's a MALAKA.
What are you talking about? The guy's always smiling.
I don't care. Why is he smiling? He's not done anything.
I gotta go MALAKA on that one.
You know what? All jokes aside, what has he done?
You're right. This is what I'm telling you.
It's like, oh, Lionel Richie's so great.
Get out of my dreams.
Get out of my life. All right, second last one. A guy named, and he's the legend of the legends. We can't finish this podcast without at least mentioning his name.
Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, come on. That's easy. MAGA.
MAGA, of course. MAGA. And the last one.
Quick aside, Michael Jackson was the king of pop, the queen of pop, and the diva of pop. Like he had 4 different careers.
He was the
kid of pop.
And the guy's still rocking harder now than he was even then. It's crazy. Like, I actually think he's more popular now, like, than he was then.
For a second, right? Like, Mitch, you know he's not... He's
dead.
He's hanging with Elvis now.
Yeah.
Last one.
Like, where are you going with this? You're right.
Last one, because this one has some homage to us. MAGA or MALAKA, George Michael.
Oh, come on. And let me hit it with you. Wham!
Wham is right.
Oh, for sure. Are you crazy? Careless Whisper might be one of the greatest songs of all time.
I think I might have had my first boner while watching that music video.
Best sax solo all time.
Of course.
Careless Whisper.
Guaranteed. Now you know a little something about me. Listen, right before we finish, I just wanted to say this. This Saturday, March the 2nd, the greatest Flame of all time, Mr. Jerome McGinley, is having his jersey retired. I can't wait. What's your best Jerome memory?
Best Jerome memory, no question about it, is taking the Calgary Flames on that Stanley Cup run and getting into a fight with Vinny Lecavalier in the final.
Yes.
That was unbelievable. But yeah, this Saturday, Jerome McGinley, congratulations. Listen, Locker Room, listen, roster, thank you very much. We're always appreciative. 71 episodes in the bag. Thank you to AgapeGreekRadio.com, Headversity.com. Make sure to follow us on the channels. We got the YouTube channel. We got all types of channels, Twitter, Facebook, at Mitch and Dimitri, and RealLockerRoomTalk.com. AlchemyStudios.ca. Always a shout out to the greatest place on the earth. Look, 71's in the bag, Mitch, but now we got to hit the showers.
Time to go.
Yeah, apparently they're giving out like a commemorative beer or something like that. Check this out. So one of the guys at work was telling me he went to when Ken Griffey Jr. was retiring, and when they retired his jersey. Yeah. It was a 3-day affair. On the third day.